What is up, everybody? Solomon here. The world is certainly changing. You can look back over the past few years at all of the blockchain, distributed ledger technology, and cryptocurrency surveys that Deloitte has performed and see a gigantic and monumental shift as far as sentiment is concerned. This survey was released yesterday. This is Deloitte's 2021 Global Blockchain Survey. If you are not aware who Deloitte is, they are one of the big four in the entire world that offer tax, strategy, and management consulting, valuation, market research, assurance, and legal advisory services. The other three are PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, KPMG, and Ernst & Young. This is from Deloitte. We will certainly be tying this video into a very familiar blockchain company that we all know well. But I wanted to go through this to an extent here just to provide a little bit of information for people that may not know where this ecosystem is going and may not know what lies underneath the tip of the iceberg. 76%, based on this survey, of respondents believe that digital assets will serve as a strong alternative to or an outright replacement for fiat currencies in the next 5 to 10 years. What this is saying is that cryptocurrencies, along with central bank digital currencies, will replace 76% of the respondents of this survey, which are huge respondents. Central banks, some of the largest financial institutions in the world, believe, and now they're giving us a time frame, within the next 5 to 10 years, that your cash and your money in your wallet may be replaced by digital assets, cryptocurrency, central bank digital currencies. You get the picture, right? A new age of digital assets is what this is entitled. The rhetoric shift is monumental. I'm not going to go overly in depth into this, as I promised yesterday and the day before. My newer videos are going to be much shorter in length, straight to the point. We have some very interesting patents too as well, because I believe that I know how they're going to roll out this new system in a way that is publicly appeasing to the masses. This is from the Deloitte survey, though. How do financial executives view blockchain and digital assets? 81%, 84%, 96%. They have different tiers here. Broadly scalable and has achieved mainstream adoption. Our industry will see revenue streams. My organization will lose opportunity if we do not take competitive advantage in blockchain. Business partners, suppliers, customers. This is a gigantic document. It's a 28-page document that is essentially telling you what is going to happen in the future. If you're not aware of what's coming, I suggest you going to Deloitte's website, searching blockchain, and finding this document that was just posted yesterday. Even better yet, I'll just post it for you in the actual description of this video. That way you can look through yourself. If you're not aware, Deloitte also showcased integration of Ripple's technology into Temenos T24, which allowed real-time international payments. This was through the Blue Zelle Gateway all the way back in 2016. I don't like going to the past here, but Deloitte, I'm just trying to paint a picture of kind of some of the relationships, show you how big Deloitte is, and show you who Ripple has been dealing with in the past as well. Temenos has 500 million banking customers, 3,000 firms across the globe, 41 of the top 50 banks. Now, I want to get into some of these patents here, which are very interesting to me. I've been out of the game for a little while here with some of these videos. These are newer patents which have been filed by very interesting organizations, or I should say older patents that have now taken precedence for some of these institutions that have newly filed for them. This first one is American Express Travel Related Service Company Incorporated. This is mobile payment system. Not going to go overly in depth. This mobile payment system by American Express Travel Related Service may include relational, hierarchical, graphical, blockchain object-oriented structures and or any other database configurations. Moving down below, the blockchain structure may include a distributed database that maintains a growing list of data records. The blockchain may provide enhanced security because each block may hold individual transactions and the results of any blockchain executables. Each block may contain a timestamp. Blah, blah, blah. American Express, we know that they're building on top of distributed ledger and blockchain. I also believe that American Express is RippleNet. Yes, American Express, Santander, team up with Ripple for cross-border payments via blockchain. Great, this is 2017, it's old. Let's move on. This is newer. Secure processing of data. This is an application filed by the Royal Bank of Canada, June 3rd, 2021. Apologize for not making videos during that time frame. This is just giving you guys scope. This is what is going on across the board in every country, in every nation, in every society, in every legacy financial institution. They are adapting and they are building, or they are going to die. This is, like I said, Royal Bank of Canada. Also, interestingly enough, a Ripple partner, at least from a proof of concept standpoint. In some embodiments, a first user may request that a second user's mobile device be provisioned with a token and or other data elements associated with the first user's financial account. A first user can enable a second user to make electronic payments in a transaction using that first user's account by exchanging the token provision to second user's mobile device. They're talking about sending digital assets back and forth between our phones, which is essentially what is obviously going to happen. Moving forward here, it directly talks about, in some cases, the authorized transaction amount may also represent non-traditional currencies or other instruments of value, such as a cryptocurrency or a virtual currency. Now they're talking about, e.g., for example, video game currencies. They're talking about crypto. 100% across the board, this is how this rolls out. RBC, Royal Bank of Canada, their capital markets division, all the way back in, I think this was 2018, put out a report essentially saying that XRP and Ripple were positive for the banking industry. We can see this report right here, 46% cheaper, cost savings for payment utilizing RippleNet. We can see this report right here, Royal Bank of Canada revealing a new proof of concept for distributed ledger technology-based remittances using technology offered by industry startup Ripple, all the way back in 2016. Let's move on because we obviously know that is 5 years old at this point. The 404 error, we get a bad gateway for all these websites that have these proof of concepts. Very interesting. 403, forbidden. This is how I believe the digital assets are rolled out across the board in an appeasing and an acceptable way to the mass populace that knows what's coming and either A, doesn't care enough to participate in the financial revolution, the fourth industrial revolution, or they are just too scared to participate because they don't want it to happen, but it's happening anyways. This is point of sale terminal with free form rewards architecture. This is by Bank of America. Bank of America, I'm sure in the Ripple and XRP community rings bells. This application was just filed in March of this year. Now they publicized it obviously in July, which I missed. I was not doing videos again. I apologize. What's interesting in this patent to me, embodiments of this entire system may include integrating merchant credits and or custom rewards. They're going to roll out rewards, and I've seen this before. This rhetoric is going to stay the same. You're going to have reward-based mechanisms that reward you in digital assets through the banks that you are already a customer of. Bank of America, JP Morgan, certainly. All of the banks are going to be doing this. Integrating merchant credits and or custom rewards into digital forms of payment other than traditional credit cards. For example, systems and architecture may integrate with a cryptocurrency marketplace. If they're saying that they may integrate with it, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, they already are planning on doing it. Otherwise, they wouldn't release a patent to do so. We can see here, if you were not aware, this is Bank of America Merrill Lynch. This is actually a Swift presentation from 2019 talking about consortium memberships. We already know that Bank of America is a Ripple customer. Now, we do see here in the future, potential future is simultaneous settlement, remedies, legacy, correspondent banking, etc., etc. Again, an older document. Let's not take too much stock into that. But I do want to say, just as a bigger picture, this is certainly happening across the board. There was also an abandoned patent for real-time settlement that talked about Ripple's distributed ledger technology through Bank of America. Now, I have not seen anything stating that Bank of America is not still a Ripple partner. However, they have abandoned this patent, so it's very interesting to see. Let's pay attention to see where all this goes. I think they abandoned it potentially middle of last year, if I remember correctly. But I believe they are still certainly a customer. This is the actual patent itself about that real-time settlement through DLT, through RippleNet from Bank of America. We can see the abandoned status. It was abandoned. No, it's not saying when it was abandoned, but June 6, 2019 was the publication of this. All right, last but not least, just as a little bit of a larger scope and just some frameworks and information that I believe are very important. I found this today. I don't know if a lot of people reported on this yet, but these CBDC initiatives are going to be gigantic across the board. Now we see that Bank of Thailand is going into trial mode in Q2 of 2022 for their central bank digital currency. And I'm going to tie it all together with this last tiny little slide here. We have already seen the fact that the Bahamas had their central bank digital currency that is already pretty much live. Eastern Caribbean, same thing. Now, the third one that is actually going to go live is Venezuela, and that is going to be going live in October from this Central Bank of Ghana document. Very interesting to see where we're going. And last but not least, I found this today. I don't know how many people saw this, but this is issuing central bank digital currency using Algorand. This is a very long document. This is from the Algorand team. From what I've seen in this document, I have to read through it a little bit more. But everything goes digital. Everything goes digital asset. Everything goes trustless. Everything goes in and ties into the ecosystem that is much more efficient. The internet, what the internet gifted us, and keep in mind, the internet has been built for 40 or 50 years. Governments and educational institutions built it out first, and then the public sector really kind of took base on the internet in, the 90s, obviously. That was the internet of information. We are now in the internet of value. It takes time to build these things out, but every time some sort of a new technological innovation occurs, the time gets shorter and shorter for it to get enabled with mass adoption, essentially. And when you're dealing with value and you're dealing with money, essentially, it's going to flow through these systems much quicker because the savings amount through these new innovations, which enable new value corridors and new value propositions, is gigantic, are gigantic. But really, what the legacy institutions and, in my opinion, what BB or Big Brother cares about more so than anything is control. So this is where this all goes with central bank digital currencies. But let's capitalize on that iceberg that has not surfaced before it occurs. Because once it occurs, trust me, it is too late.